All right, I just want to confirm for my listeners who I got on the phone. Is that MC Fearless?
Yeah. Me, man. Original Dan C. Love the Canadian massive them out there.
I gotta say, this man just hit me up. I was on my way out the door for work. So, to my listeners who've never seen me dressed like this, this is business Aaron. And I'm a little unprepared. I have questions here for you, but I got my car running. I had to stop that just so I don't kill the environment. And I want to do this as quick as possible, but at the same time, I want my listeners to get to know you a little. So I've got some personal questions. The first one I've got for you is, what was the last song you were listening to before you called me today?
The last song I was listening to before I called you. Hold on a minute. It was an old school song because I went to Rat Pack's birthday party on the weekend. I can't sing it right now, but it was an old school song from about 89, 90.
Okay, all right.
I don't know if you lot call it old school because I've played that sort of music, that old school to you guys, and you guys are like, what's that? And it's like, that's well old. That's like old.
Well, and if I'm not mistaken, you were a DJ before you were an MC, and you spun Rare Groove, right?
Yeah. So I was a DJ, and people said I was quite good, but in life, what you want, you don't always get. I wanted to be a DJ, but the MC road was thrown in front of me, and I took it, and I haven't looked back, you know?
For real. And who knows what would have happened had we never heard you on the mic. We're going to get into that.
But, I know, you might even not have heard me DJ.
That's it. You may not have made the fame. What was your favorite animated series of all time? Cartoon or animated?
Animated series. I'm a Charlie Brown guy.
Okay. All right.
I like Charlie Brown and Asterix and things like that.
That's awesome. And did you catch the Christmas special this year?
No, I didn't. I don't know if they played it here, but I will go on YouTube and find it.
That's what I end up honestly doing is finding it online and watching it at my own free will.
Yeah, that's what I do. I have days where I just get a load of munchies, sit in my house, and just watch YouTube videos, just like cartoons, Tom and Jerry's and Captain Caveman and shit.
Okay, let's dive into some industry. I gotta ask, I know you started off as a DJ at a young age, but what was your first experience with the rave?
What's my first experience with?
The rave, let's call it an underground event.
My first experience with rave is when I was probably about 16, 17, and me and my little rude boy crew, we was on as we call it, on the road. We was on the street, and there was a couple of acid house parties that was playing in Tottenham called the Black Woman Centre, and we went there, and it was like, it blew my socks off. I'd never seen so much smoke in one venue. We walked in and we couldn't even see nothing. It was just smoky, and the music and the strobe lights and everything, and I digged it from then. And then went through my little Her Majesty's services, being in and out of the clink. And then when I came out, I think 89, 90, I was with a crew called Brain Killers that I went to school with, and they were doing like breakbeat and stuff. And they took me to a club in London Bridge called the Fitness Centre, and that was like my first proper, as you would call, up-to-date rave with, like, you know, Baby D, them sort of tunes singing in the background.
And I gotta ask then, like, would you say that was it the music that you were attracted to at first, or was it the whole culture?
I think it was the music, because I MC'd, I DJ'd, I was into the music thing. My pops, he was part of a successful British music reggae band, so I knew about music and touring and stuff. But yeah, with this, I think it was the music, and then when the atmosphere came, that I was sold. It was like done.
I get you, 100%. I get you. Do you still spin? Are you still on the decks at all?
I don't still spin, you know. My decks that I had, I think one of my sons have run off with them somewhere. My records, they're all over the place. They're in my mom's in the fucking, sorry about the swearing, up in the attic and stuff. So I haven't, I mix up my DJ at Dubsy's, but that's just messing around. But I haven't done it seriously for ages.
Well, and what I'd like to see for any promoter that listens to this is I'd like to see a DJ/MC Fearless set.
Oh, you know what? That would be good, you know, because I went on tour with Aphrodite in Malaysia and Australia with Virgin Records, and that was sick. And out there, they were like baffled. They didn't know that I DJ'd.
That's awesome, man.
And yeah.
Is there video of that? Can anyone get their hands on any?
I don't know. Maybe you'd have to go on the internet. Aphrodite with Fearless, because we went on a couple of tours with Virgin Records, like the States. We did Australia. We did Malaysia. and yeah, it was successful. Like he was DJ and I was DJ MC.
You know
So,
what?
yeah.
I gotta say, Mr. Fearless, you're at a point of your success that you can tell your listeners. I don't know. Go look for it on the internet. Do you know how many people in our industry are digging up records, trying to find that one set that may have been recorded of them, and then spreading it, just trying to promote themselves? You're like, nah,
that's right.
You guys find it. You guys go. Fearless has enough streams and stuff. Honestly, guys, if you haven't heard
it, you might think that, but when I want something at that time, you can't find it. You know what I mean? And you'll be searching high and low, and then all of a sudden, one day, in your Facebook messages, bam, it pops up.
MC Fearless.
I've been looking for this for so long, and then all of a sudden, it's right in front of your face.
Well, and that kind of leads me into what I wanted to... The legendary set, I think, most famous
Prophecy.
set... There you go, thank you. I didn't even have to say the name. Can we talk about that?
I go everywhere around the world. There's people that can't even speak English. And they come up to me, Fearless, MC Fearless, prophecy. They know prophecy, but they can't speak English.
That set was just so much energy, and I just always say that this is how we do, and it's like just that intro. And I know because I've read about it. You say you were listening to it on the radio, and you were like, I can't listen. I'm going down.
I was around somebody's house, like chilling, putting my feet up, like recovering from the night before. And they had it on the radio, so when I heard the intro with the helicopter, and I was thinking, hold on a minute, who's that? What, them not gone to the flipping studio without me? I'm not having that. So I put my clothes on, I jumped in the cab, I went to the studio, and you can hear it actually on the tape when Skibbity goes, oh my word, Fearless just entered the studio. I came in with my face screwed up, like, how could you not leave me out? Sat in front of him, pulled the mic down, and we just went at it, back and front. That's like the legendary set that put me, that cemented us on the map, and plus Canada, thinking about it.
Well, and the thing that's really unique about you, Fearless, is your style. Like, it comes from its own, I don't know, background. It doesn't sound like jungle. It sounds like its own unique, almost hip hop style.
Yeah, well, it's a bit of reggae, a bit of hip hop, a bit of rare groove, a bit of soul, a bit of ska, a bit of punk, a bit of pop. Because I listen to anything. If it sounds good, I listen to it. You know, so. If you claim you're an artist, you know what I mean? If you just say you're a reggae artist, then cool, you just do reggae. But I'm an MC, I do everything. You know, I don't pigeonhole myself, so I can flip from style to style, garage, speed garage, grime, whatever you want to put me in. I hopefully could say I could do it.
Well,
and pull it off.
You do, and you and Skibba D, as well as other MCs I've heard you go with, you guys complement each other so well. That's
yeah, man, Skib's the man. He's blowing up. He's blowing up again right now. He's reinventing himself and. Yeah, it's good.
Do you think we'll ever hear a part 2? Prophecy?
Do you know what? I tried to whip one up, you know. I really did try to whip one up, but with Shy, because Shy has like gone way across the stratosphere, it's hard to lock everybody down, and Skids with the SAS and me with the Bulletproof. It's like, hopefully, I would never say never, but I think it would be wicked if we could do that again.
Yeah, sometimes as you guys get bigger, it's just not so economical for us to get the logistics together.
Yeah. Plus as well, yeah, because me personally, I'll do it just for the love. But with the others, I don't think it would work out that way. But if it could work out and we have a big party on a Saturday, and then on a Sunday we sort out a radio thing for us to pop out for the people that couldn't come out to the dance, I reckon that'd be sick.
It would be, and you know what? Our scene is growing back to what it once was, and maybe we can support it.
I think it is too, yeah. I've kept tabs on the scene, and I think you lot's coming back.
Well, with that, let me ask,
for the better.
What do you think was the pinnacle of drum and bass worldwide? What years would you say?
I'd say around the 2000, around that year. Because when we had, like, the jungle, like the beginning of the 2000s, I mean, the beginning of the 90s, that was okay, people was getting to know it, but then when it got to like 2000, then between 2000 and 2010, that was like cemented in proper. That's when people took note.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And the music was absolutely wicked. The vibe was good. Yeah, it fit like a glove.
What would you say is the biggest change you've noticed over the years in the scene?
The attendance with like the smaller things, what I would call the smaller things, those were more rammed than the bigger things. And now the bigger things are like few and far between. When you have the bigger things, you have like the Andy C's, the Shy Fexes, like the big names. The scene now hasn't really got enough charge to keep it going on a small level, you know what I mean? They're like, sometimes they turn up, sometimes they don't. But with the big waves, they turn up with the Sigmas and the... But we're getting back, we're coming back. What goes around comes around, you know?
I honestly think that a lot of it, in my opinion, tell me if you agree, has to do with us moving into 19 plus venues and the younger crowd not being able to be succeeding.
That's a part, because what I saw you guys going through with the government and clubs and stuff, that's what we're going through now. A lot of the clubs that we were used to, developers have come in and bought them all up and made them into condos and stuff, and what we're left with are a lot of clubs that the owners are from our side of the fence. Basically, they're really older and they don't understand the subs, the bass. Oh, I don't want that shaking at my club, and I don't want that sort of environment. So it's hard for us to find good clubs. So when we actually find a club, everybody's using the same club.
Well, and one other thing is not just we also deal with the noise pollution, but we also deal with the liability from drug use. We have a lot of club owners that feel as though...
Oh, no, yeah, yours... Well, we're getting like that now. Before, we didn't have that sort of problem. Everybody just stuck in their lane and it was cool. Mm-hmm. But now, yeah, we've got, like, when I came to you guys, when was it? Like, 94, 5? When you have your, like, sketchers or what you call them, the candy kids.
Yep.
That we're getting them now that's just on the kit and on the crystal and just getting real messed up, and it doesn't look good. They make it look bad for other people because they just want to be a kid in a candy store basically and not look after themselves.
I hear you.
But hopefully we'll get past that, because I don't know, I don't think I got into the scene like as a proper druggie. I don't think anybody's seen me out of my box like that, because I'm a control freak and I know how to conduct myself. But other people, they go out, maybe they've just had a kid or you don't know the situation, and they just go overboard.
Yeah, and
it doesn't look good when the media gets involved. It makes it look like the music's just about drugs. It's not.
We had an incident here with iDance. I don't know if you're familiar. We had this government, our mayor, and the city council, and we threw this big event at Nathan Phillips Square. And I have to admit, I went to it high. I was young, but looking back at it, I was exactly what you're describing. You don't want to see, which is, here's a place where we can be showing that we're we're about music, and yet you 500 or 600 kids,
and we can deal with it. You know what I mean, properly, Because my partner, Ruckus, Ryan Ruckus, me and him are still tight. You understand? So anytime there's things out there to help the scene, I'll come over and help. Like we done me and Frost on the iDance rally and certain things like that.
That's the one. That's what
just
I was
to put the passion back into it.
Well, hopefully we can get another iDance and the government will start supporting.
Yeah, man, that'd be the lick, proper.
All right, I got two final questions. They're fun ones. I hope you'll dive in and have some fun with them.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Mount Rushmore, the four faces of the American?
Yeah.
Okay. If you could create a Mount Rushmore for jungle, who would your four faces be?
Groove Rider would be in there, definitely.
Nice.
Hype would be in there. Groove Rider, Hype. I'd have to slap General Levy in there.
Nice, yes.
What's an iconic tune? So I'd like to put people up there that actually brought people to our music. You know what I mean? That done something significant.
Sure.
Yeah, I'd say Groove Rider, Hype, General Levy, probably Shy FX, as well.
Yeah. Oh, those are great four.
Have I got one more?
You can do one more. Go ahead. I will let Mr. Fearless do one.
And then I'd stick my flipping big ass mug up there as well.
So humble. Okay, before I get into the last questions here, I got to ask, when it comes to your lyrical style, I know you mentioned some of the roots of your style, but is there any MCs that you emulate or that you try to, like, when it comes to your structuring or your formulating of lyrics?
I haven't, because I still have problems with that. A lot of people probably think, what? But my style, I listen to like Boot Camp Click and Helter Skelter and Buckshot, Black Moon. You know what I mean? That's my sort of style, like everything into one. The Skibbs, I love the way Skibbs structures his MC and the way he structures his stuff. Who else is there? X-Man. I like the way X-Man delivers. So if I could take a piece of everyone, I'd be the top. But you can't do that. You know what I mean? That's
you know what? The artists of an MC, when you guys, I separate them into different categories. There's Fearless, there's Death, there's
I do
Skibbs.
too.
You guys have different ways of riding the beat or getting in the beat. I find some of them, I can tell that it was a noise before it became a lyric, like it was a ba 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 before it became a
definitely.
So with you though, I'm like, these are lyrics that he's just putting into those bars. It's like, here, take them. It's amazing though. It's like I say, it's amazing how you formulated your lyrical structure without that kind of a
guidance. Because if I listen to a tune, I'll have like, just say, let me try and wrap it up simply. If a tune's playing, I'd have like 4 pieces of A4 paper. and I'd write a lyric or the lyric 4 different times, but in 4 different ways. And then you'd have the last piece of paper where it fits, and you take pieces of every 4 to make the right one on the 5th. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense.
No, it does. It makes total sense because you're trying to get your syllables to fit properly.
Yeah, and then you're getting the pronunciation, you're getting delivery, and it all fits where you don't have to strain or fumble your words, or it just comes naturally. You know?
Yeah, man, that's deep. All right, 2 final ones. Can you share maybe your fondest memory of our city, of coming to Toronto?
Man, the C&E Ruckus' party with me, Jojo Rock, Bill Riley, DJ Di. And in the other room, you had Ice-T, Evil. Oh, that party was sick. That for me, that was one of the pinnacles.
For sure, that's
not taking any away from Robbie Cyrus and all that. I had amazing times there, but this time because I actually idolized flipping Ice-T, and then my dude come knocking on my door telling me to come strip club and that was the pinnacle for me. Like, dude, you know who you are. I was like a raver. Like when I go out and they're like fearless. I was like that with Ice-T.
I can imagine. I'd be like that with Ice-T, and I think you were talking like 98.
Yeah, but I was more cooler. I wasn't like, I was cooler. We went and hung out and everything there. Yeah, it was wicked.
Just so you know, if we ever... Sorry, go ahead. I've
seen him a couple of times when he's been here and he's remembered. So, yeah, it was a good moment.
Well, yeah, you don't forget a night out at a strip club with MC Fearless. But, yeah, I was going to say, just in case, to warn you, if you and I ever do meet in person, I will go gaga and scream.
Wicked, alright, then I know it's you, Aaron, right?
You'll know it's me. Look,
Aaron's in there somewhere.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, final one. If you could put 5 items in a vault that would encapsulate our rave or jungle culture, what would those 5 items be?
Right, TDK tapes. Remember the tape packs?
Of course I remember that. That's how I learned about you.
That's the iconic thing. Before the CDs, before all of that bollocks. The tape packs. What else? SL12s.
Okay.
SL12s.
I can help you. Some people have thrown...
Yeah, please do.
Here's the thing. The vault is huge. You can put a whole club in there. You can put
I can put anything. I'll put a sound system in there. I'll put the speakers, the whole 9.
There you go.
Because our shit's built on sound.
You can even, as long as you're willing to put supplies for the people, you can even put Skibadee in the vault if you wanted.
Yeah, I'll put him in there as well. He'll keep them going through time and space. Definitely. Keep them entertained. I think white gloves.
White gloves?
That was like one of the first things, the white gloves. We didn't understand it. Everybody took the piss out of it, but it stuck. And that, you know, like the yellow smiley face?
I know exactly what you're talking about. These are liquid dancers, we used to call them. They wore white gloves.
Oh, is that what you call them? Liquid dancers?
Yeah, and they would wear different color bands to
blue
or yellow.
Fucking soapboxes strapped to their backs and shit.
And they wore the gas masks. They'd wear those masks.
That's the one. You're on the right page. And they sniff like Vicks and amyl nitrate and things like that.
You're bringing it back. You're bringing it back, Wayne.
I'm telling you, I can smell it now.
Oh my gosh. I gotta ask, okay, let's stop the vault for a second because I haven't had a chance to talk to Skibbs. I hope I get him one day, but do you know...
Yeah, if you want, I'll give him a call and tell him if you want.
Please do. I would love to talk to him.
I'll give him a message.
Is it him? Do you remember Grand Theft Auto 3? Was it him on Grand Theft Auto 3 that did the radio?
I think they took that snippet from somewhere, but yeah, I think he got paid for that. That was something to do with him. Yeah, definitely.
It was him though. Okay, I can't find anything on record that says. I've listened to it. I'm like, that sounds like Skibadee.
Oh no, I don't think it's on record. I think they went in and done that, or they took it from a radio thing. They took it from a snip.
Gotcha. All right, back to the vault though. You've got one more item to put in. One more item.
I've got one more item to put in the vault. Right, yes. I'd say a microphone.
All right.
Definitely, I can't forget that.
That's a very important thing. All right, I'm going to sign off to my listeners, but I want to talk to you quick, so stay on the phone with me, okay?
Yeah, man.
All right, guys, that was him.
Yeah, big up T-Dot.
Big up T-Dot from MC Fearless.
Big up T-Dot. Each and every time I see y'all soon. I'm going to be coming, hopefully, by summertime, so keep it peeled.
That's it. And we will put this around to the promoters. We'll make sure we get this guy out here. But
yeah, man, get me back out there, promoters. What you not dealing with? Put your finger out.
As always, guys, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, peace out.